Hey friends, TUXX here. You know, the 7800 is an amazing little story. This is the story of video game lore. Basically, the 2600 was on top of the world, making great games. Everybody was loving it. Everybody had one in their home. And then the 5200 came out, and it was like, yeah, better graphics, but I don't know. You know, sales were kind of like a little shaky. And then Atari were making this. This is like, the 7800 was meant to be the big comeback system, you know, but of course, the video game whole market crashed in the 80s, and they just kind of backburnered it. They shelved it, you know, later to release it, trying to compete with the NES, which was, you know, a decade or much more advanced in technology and graphics and everything else. So I guess it was about half a decade. But anyway, so it didn't go over so well, you know, but the 7800 still is an amazing system. Yeah, I got my scissors here. We'll go ahead and give this a little snippy. I think I'm gonna have to open this whole box. I like to keep my boxes really nice. I think it's like a clamshell maybe. Let me see here. I'm already opening this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rip this all off. I guess it's for the best because it probably created glare for the photo in the JPEG. So anyway, we'll pull this off here. Pulling off the plastic. There we go. And you can see it's a nice, very reflective, shiny picture of the 7800, and the rest is more of a matte color photo, which is interesting. And it includes the wireless gamepad. I guess it's a big selling point. This looks like a sticker, but it's actually just on the box, made to look like a sticker. So we'll go ahead and put this aside here. Oh wait, actually I'll need the scissors. I thought I'd need it one more time. Let's go ahead and cut open the little bottom sticker. And hopefully that's it. Yep, okay. And uh-oh, another message here, guys. Check it out. All right, let's see here. Have you played Atari today? Wow, they're totally vibing off that crazy retro thing. That was the slogan for Atari back in the days. Have you played your Atari today? And a lot of people would probably say yes. Yeah, they have. Looking at this, wow. Oh my God, okay. That is definitely looking like Atari 7800. Wow, let's check out the accessories first here. We'll come back to the system in a second. Nice little box. This really kind of almost looks like a classic Atari box. It's about that right size of an Atari 2600 cartridge. Maybe a bigger one like Star Raiders or something. We'll go ahead and pull this open here and see what we have inside the classic Atari box. Let's see here. There we go. And oh, there is a micro. It's a smaller than normal box. Wah, wah. Okay. So inside here we got some cool stuff. We have the slightly boxed 7800 Crystal Quest game. It'd be nice to have a full-on box, but this is definitely the look, the feel, everything of a classic 7800 game, right down to the silver sticker. So very cool stuff. The bottom in the classic games, I want to say Activision had it being open like this, but a lot of Atari games had like a little spring-loaded blocker in there to keep dust out. But anyway, went a little cheap, but not bad. I'll pop that back in there. And then we have some cables here. You guys know I love new cables, new devices. Again, they give you an HDMI cable, and they give you a USB cable. This is USB-C, by the way. USB-C cable. And then they give you a USB-C cable. So one cable is for charging the controller, and one is for charging the system, which makes it very convenient. Now, the controller, oh, there's more weird stuff in here. Wow, look at this. I didn't expect this. What are these? Okay, so this is like for the joystick. We'll assemble this. So the joystick is some assembly required. I kind of wish it wasn't, but maybe you can put third-party things in there. This is plastic, so these screw parts are plastic, but it's brass on the inside, which is a very interesting choice. Plastic could break is the only thing bad. I guess you can use it like a thumb pad, or you can use like a joystick, like a regular Atari joystick or whatever. It feels kind of clicky, but feels good though, actually. The whole thing is kind of ribbed with a slight texture to it. The buttons are very smooth, like M&M's or something. Very good. Love the little groove there. That actually feels kind of good in a way. Like, I'm liking that for my thumb. I love the Atari word there in silver or shiny metallic chrome. Up here we do have looks like we have a light blinking to connect, and we do have the USB-C cable charger right there. And I'll just show you that real quick, just in case you're not sure. We'll just rip into the bag here. Hopefully I won't knock over my tripod. So if you're trying to plug it in, it's a pretty generous length cable, and it looks like you could use this for playing as well as charging, in case your thing is low. So USB-C, okay, C, you know what that looks like, right? And we're just gonna plug that right in there on top. Goes in just like that, just above the Atari word. Okay, and then it plugs into something USB to charge. So very good stuff. So the controller itself, I say, looks pretty good, feels pretty good. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this. This actually feels really good. I think there is some other controllers you can get. The springiness of the buttons feel excellent, actually. The control in your hand feels really good. I will say, to give it an opportunity, I do feel like this joystick area, it feels like it's very precise and feels good. Looks like there is a down click as well as like the left, right, up, down. Maybe it is 8-way. I believe I was told it was 8-way, but this does feel like a little bit cheap, I will admit, this plastic here. I wish it had a better top to this. This is curved inward with a slight texture, which does feel good. I just wish it was like more rubbery and less plasticky, or maybe metal or something. That metal, like the brass screw-in part, the female end, and then the male being plastic worries me, because I'm thinking about screwing plastic into brass. I see a lot of problems where you could strip the actual like screw pattern on this little joystick here, which I think could be problems down the road for it. But see, it's just plastic and that is brass, which really bizarre choice. Like maybe they went cheap on this part and this part was gonna be better or something. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit. Okay, enough about that. Sorry, I could talk about that probably forever. I probably should not. Okay, also inside there here is, oh, this is cool. Oh my God, I didn't expect this. Okay, so this is like the wireless dongle, I guess. Okay, and this one right here is really cool. This is a, looks like it is a standard end, so you can actually make perhaps old Atari, like, could this be? This is like the 8-pin Atari joystick configuration. It looks like you could plug a classic controller into that and maybe make it wireless somehow. That doesn't plug in here anywhere. So anyway, very odd. I'll have to look further into these two little pieces, but I did not expect these under here, okay? Looking at the actual system itself, oh, I've been wanting to do this for so long, guys. Oh my God, love the Atari 7800. I got my first Atari 7800 at KB Toys, and it was kind of full price. I didn't even expect it. It was like after the video games, I already had like, I think, an NES, and it was a thing where like I was at KB Toys just kind of like checking out, like looking at the NES games behind the counter. They always kept them there so people wouldn't steal them, and like there was a 7800, a bunch of them, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty amazing. So I'm happy to see the 7800 come back. This does lift out, there's nothing else underneath it, and then this will just kind of pop this out, and underneath here, oh, we do have some stuff here. So here, we'll check this out real quick. I'll lay this down for a second. We do have explanation as far as difficulty settings, and talks a little bit about using the AB. Okay, so that's interesting. The 2600 had a thing where you could actually, oh, okay, I see right here. Okay, so this is like wireless sensor, and then we have power, and then the HDMI to the TV. Okay, that all makes sense. It's great to have a little quick start thing here. I'll just show this real quick if you want to pause it or look at it. It's nice to have a little quick start. Nothing on the back. Why didn't they ever just make it one shot, two-sided? Why did they make a full-size blank on one side? That's a very odd choice as well. The book itself is really cool, though. This definitely looks like a classic Atari book, and it is color. That's a plus as well. And check it out, guys. Nice big color pictures. Playing the game, meet your foes. Like, I love books like this, and I kind of feel like this is one thing which video games have lost a little bit. Oh wow, look at that, an advertisement. This Yars Rising looks really cool. It's like a, they bring like anime girl into Yars Revenge world, which is pretty cool, and it does have a thing for adding it to your wish list. And Atari Club is, wow, is that even a thing? I'm gonna have to look at that. Like, I was part of the Atari Club back in the day. I wonder if I'm still in the Atari Club. After a 40-year slumber, the Atari Club is back. Member benefits. All right, I'm totally signing up to that. Holy, oh my God. Okay, and oh, this is cool. Like, so back in the old days, in the long ago, they actually would have a spot in the back of the book to have like little notes and stuff. If you had like little high score in this day, or you know, press AB down or something, you could make little notes for your game there, which is really cool. But anyway, very nice looking book. Feels very classic. Definitely loving that. And the system itself looks good, guys. It has the polished metal top here, which looks really good. This little rainbow bar could be a little bit thinner. I'd have to look at the old Atari 7800s. I think it was teenier. I think it was slightly raised, kind of like this Atari Word is. This is flat with just like kind of a cool, it's not a decal, it's built, it's painted onto it, but looks very good. This all feels very authentic. We have the 4 buttons down here, which is really interesting. This, if you know of the Atari 2800, they had a sequel to the 2600, the Atari 2800, which is kind of hard to find, but it looked like this configuration buttons like this. Okay, it was definitely made to be, Atari had this look in mind for the 2600, and sometimes you can find the Sears Retro Games 2800, which is a 2600, but it has this aesthetic look and a different controller, which is cool too. Down here you can see you can plug classic Atari controllers in, which is awesome, and here's a EB for difficulty. So in Atari 2600 land, you could actually change the difficulty while playing a game by clicking the switch, okay? And I believe you could do that live in time with the game, so you could be playing the game, and you're like, oh shit, I want this to be harder. You click this, and it would all of a sudden make it harder mid-game, which is very interesting. The bottom here does have a spot for wrapping your cord. This kind of started back in the days of the 5200, and it's kind of cool they have that on there. On the very back side here, we do have HDMI. We have a thing, and this is neat actually, to bring it to modern TV land. You can make it 16.9 like current ratio, or 4.3, which is like the square how TVs in CRT land used to be. And here is the USB-C power. So very cool looking system. Definitely hitting those retro vibes. I'd recommend buying one of these, honestly, like just for the retro sake. Even if you don't play it, I buy these systems. If you go through my channel, you probably notice I have a lot of systems off and on. I'll do videos for, and I buy things I don't make videos on too, but I have, videos for, ColecoVision classic system and Television classic system, and, all these classic systems, and it's really fun to be able to play these classic systems sometimes. And so I know some people are probably like, oh, you can play them on like computer emulation or whatever, and you can, but there's something to be said for playing them on a real like classic system, even if it's a mini system or something, Oh, I guess I should show you this too. Okay, so if you're not familiar, the cartridge comes out and it kind of goes in right on top, just like that. I watched one of those like kids react to videos, like kids react to blank, Atari games, and they didn't know how to stick the cartridge in. I will say this pushing in does feel a little wonky. Yeah, it goes in, it's tight, it's not gonna fall out or anything, but it feels, hear that noise? That's a little scary. Wow, can I get this thing out? Yeah, it comes out. It's a little tight. Maybe as I use it for a while, it'll be less tight. But anyway, yeah, that's how it goes in, just like that. So pretty cool. Anyway, though, this is definitely something I'd recommend these. And if you like classic systems in my queue, go back. You'll see a whole bunch of videos or a playlist of classic systems I've reviewed or opened in the past, But this like definitely hit me in all the right vibes. And I might just review some games coming up too down the road, because I'm curious what these games are like. If you want to see game reviews, like actually like on-screen gameplay and talk about the quality of the game or whatever, shoot me an email, tuxtoys@gmail.com, or put a comment down below, and maybe I'll do a few of those down the road just for fun. But all in all, a pretty amazing system. Hey guys, TUXX here. I wasn't going to show any in-game footage, but I decided to show this real quick because this game is a little bit frustrating. I kind of wish they put the original Crystal Castle in. This is like a platformer like Mario. Sorry for the weird angle. I'm shooting off the TV here. TV's way up on the wall. But you can see here, you got Little Bear, and you're running around jumping obstacles here. And I'm going to get this little diamond, but I'm not really sure what it's for. I guess for energy. And you can see, like, you think you'd be able to jump over that. The jumps are a little wonky. If you hit it just right, it looks like you can shatter it maybe. Like that. See the color changed? And you got these little tree guys, which are kind of frustrating to try and jump. And it looks like if you touch them, you die. One touch and die. You think it'd be like Mario, where you can jump on it and bounce off. But the graphics for 1700, a free packing game, they're okay. It's a fun little packing game. But I think people are really buying the system more for the classic games like Space Duel and Frenzy and Berserk and things like that. Not necessarily this remake, but it's cool they packed it in for free all the same. Okay, to recap, this is a Atari 7800 Plus, okay? I keep wanting to say plus. Atari 7800 Plus video game console. It does accept old cartridges in here, and of course you can plug new cartridges right in there too. So this is not one of those retro systems that has like 80 games built in. This has no games built in, and you have to buy cartridges to stick in. But you can use old cartridges that maybe you already have some around the house. You never know. Check the basement or attic or whatever. Maybe your parents played it, or who knows, But, check out local thrift stores, yard sales, Goodwill, things like that. You probably can find games very inexpensive, and if worst case scenario happens, you can buy them on eBay, but plan on paying like scalper prices, like collector prices for them, so they won't be like $1 each. A yard sale is probably like $1 each, and like online at eBay, they're probably like $10, $20, $30 or more. I did see a recent review by, I think it was boy, I don't remember the guy's name, but he showed an app that like rated the prices of old classic Atari games, and some of them were kind of expensive. Some were like $40-$50 or more, and some went well into the 200s, depending upon the quality, if they had a box and everything else. Like, it can be quite expensive to get into the world of collecting collecting classic Atari games, but it also can be very cheap depending upon how you do it, you know, how you get your games and like what your priorities are. If your priorities are buy every game ever, it's going to get pricey. If your priority is just to play the cool, fun ones, you know, that everyone bought back in the day, it probably won't be that bad. I thought the more popular games probably are not as expensive because there's so many of them. In fact, that E.T. game had millions of them buried in the desert or whatever. You can watch a documentary on that. You know, they made all these games and then the game flopped and they're like, oh, what do we do with it? Oh, let's just like bury it in the desert. What the hell? Oh my God. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to say this looks like a great package. I'd recommend buying this package. It could make a fantastic gift for somebody. Maybe if you're buying something for like a family member or someone who's just thinking about getting into video games or whatever. I'm sure they still want a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox X or whatever have you. And, you know, there's definitely a place for all those new systems, you know, Steam, PC, gaming, everything else. But if you're into like retro games, this could be a fun little addition to your retro game collection. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching very much. Have yourself a good one. Bye bye. Click the link.